this afternoon's top stories. Deputy Commissioner of Police Stafford Liebert says public safety is the police force's top priority. A teen is brutally murdered at a party in Ghana's capital, and a 93-year-old former Auschwitz concentration camp guard goes on trial in Germany. Good afternoon, I'm Ebony Brandon. Nationally, Deputy Commissioner of Police Stafford Liebert is assuring residents and visitors to St. Kitts and Nevis that public safety is the #1 priority of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Liebert, during a recent address, offered words of condolence to those who were bereaved as a result of recent homicides. He also spoke of some of the initiatives that he and his team have employed to help tackle crime in the Federation.
Over the past several weeks, we have been developing specific strategies to address public safety issues in our Federation. We started by looking at best practices internationally, which has resulted in me last month inviting public safety consulting experts from UK with considerable Caribbean policing experience. The timing of their arrival could not be better, as we have had 2 senseless tragedies over the weekend.
St. Kitts Nevis High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, His Excellency Dr. Kevin Isaac, was on Sunday night presented the award for Diplomat of the Year for North America and the Caribbean at the Diplomat Magazine annual award presentation held in London. The High Commissioner was celebrated for his efforts in promoting the interests of small states in international decision-making. The award ceremony celebrates and recognizes the outstanding work and achievements of London's diplomatic community. The event marked the Diplomat Magazine's 7th annual award ceremony. This award is unique because the winners are nominated by their peers. Editor of Diplomat Magazine, Venetia de Block van Kuffler, said the award ceremony was unique not only because the winners were voted for by fellow diplomats, but because the evening is not about politics or policies. It's about people and professionalism. In his acceptance speech, High Commissioner Isaac thanked his fellow diplomats for the honor, which celebrates St. Kitts Nevis and small states diplomacy. The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, newly appointed infrastructure engineer for St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Anna McCrea, says the ongoing CDB-funded multi-million-dollar Nevis water supply enhancement project is on budget and expressed satisfaction with its progress. Dr. McCrea made the disclosure while on a supervision mission to examine the project's progress at Camps Village last Thursday. She was accompanied by Portfolio Manager of the Economic Infrastructure Division, William Ashby, and Operations Officer and Water Specialist Lennox Lewis, who is a civil engineer. He's the outgoing supervisor of the project. She said this project is on budget, and although there are small delays, they are manageable. McCrea described the overall benefits of the project to the island as indisputable. She expressed hope that the first phase would be completed by the end of 2015 and the second phase by the end of 2016. In regional developments, people in Ghana's capital, Georgetown, are in shock this morning after the weekend murder of a teenage girl. Royston Drakes reports.
The 18-year-old girl, Alicia McPherson, was stabbed 15 times outside of the washroom facility in Sophia early Sunday morning. Her friend told Capital News that they were at a party at the ground on Dennis Street when she was accosted by her boyfriend. The woman said it was just around 4 she saw the woman with blood all over, lying on the ground just outside the washroom. She said at that point McPherson was still breathing, and they immediately rushed her to the hospital, where some 2 hours later she was pronounced dead.
We found her body after a guy went to urine, and he come back and tell the DJ for shut off the music because there's a young lady at the back lying down bleeding. So the DJ shut off the music and we went to the site to see what's really taking place. So when we went there, she was panting for breath, and I also told a young fellow that let me hustle and take her out to the hospital. When we went out to the ground, we stopped one car, and because he had passengers, he said to move out the way, and another car come up, and he stopped, and we rushed her here to the hospital.
At the hospital, as the news of McPherson's death was conveyed to the family, her mother collapsed, while other family members broke down in tears. Back at the scene, the police were trying to put the pieces together as they went through the crime scene looking for the murder weapon. At the scene, the young lady's father spoke with this newscast. He said this was the most painful news to him and his family. He said Alicia was his first child.
And I got up and answered it, and she said my daughter got stabbed by her boyfriend. So I hurried and got down to town, got to the hospital, and when I got there, she wasn't dead yet, but just about 5 minutes after, she passed away. At the moment, I'm still in shock. Really, I'm still in shock. I don't know what to say. It's still unbelievable to me. I know it happened. I saw her body, but I really don't know. It's difficult for me right now. Very, very difficult. That's my first child. It's difficult for me. I'm in terrible shock.
The suspect remains on the run despite saying that he was going to turn himself in. Reporting for our Capital News, Royston Drake.
Concern is growing in St. Lucia over the prevalence of online, ATM and credit card fraud in the country. Alex Busquet has the details.
Online ATM and credit card fraud offences are becoming more prevalent on the island, particularly credit and debit card fraud transactions via the local ATM machines. The bank felt it was important that it educate its clients and the general public and equip them with the tools to help protect themselves from such fraudulent acts.
We usually have client initiatives at least twice per quarter for our clients on different subject matter areas that we think is very important. So this is something that we are continuously embarking on to ensure that our clients are well equipped to handle any situation that they are faced with.
Speaking at the conference was Mr. Antoine Ventura, who is responsible for the banking institution security via WebEx. His vast knowledge and expertise were more than welcomed by members of the corporate community. He shed light on how the illegal activity is affecting both the banking and the business sectors.
We deal with customers at every level, and the amount of transactions that we deal with on a daily basis, we are under attack by fraud in a myriad of ways. So sessions like this are very important for us, and also we need to more or less educate the wider community, and more banks should be doing that type of thing because the schemers are under attack.
The sensitization activity was held on March 24th at the Royal Bank of Trinidad and Tobago St. Lucia branch located in Castries. For the DBS News World, I am Alex Busquet.
Internationally, a former Auschwitz concentration camp guard has admitted to being morally guilty but says he committed no crime. Oscar Groening, 93, is before a German court near Hamburg today, accused of 300,000 counts of accessory to murder.
A former Auschwitz concentration camp guard arriving at a German court near Hamburg at the start of his trial on Tuesday. 93-year-old Oscar Groening is accused of 300,000 counts of accessory to murder. The so-called accountant of Auschwitz admitted to being morally guilty but said he committed no crime. The trial may be one of the last big Holocaust trials. 70 years after the end of World War II, there are still very few suspected Nazi criminals still alive. Prosecutors say that anyone who is an extermination camp guard can be charged as an accessory to murders committed there. That's even without evidence of involvement in a specific death.
Italian authorities say the captain of a migrant boat and his deputy have been arrested on suspicion of people smuggling. As many as 800 people are feared to have lost their lives in Sunday's disaster off the coast of Libya when the boat capsized.
Italian authorities say the captain of a migrant boat and his deputy have been arrested on suspicion of people smuggling. As many as 800 people are feared to have lost their lives in Sunday's disaster off the coast of Libya when the boat capsized. 27 rescued survivors were taken to the Sicilian port of Catania late on Monday. The chief prosecutor said, "We carried out 2 arrest warrants of suspected traffickers. We're talking about the captain of the ship and a member of the crew." We charged them both with favouring illegal immigration, and the captain was also charged with unintentional shipwreck and multiple manslaughter. Thousands of people have died in the Mediterranean fleeing war, poverty and oppression from all over the Middle East and North Africa. The mass deaths have caused shock in Europe, where naval operations were scaled back last year. Pope Francis and the United Nations Human Rights Chief have called for more compassion from Europe.
Now for a look at today's weather. A weak trough will move over the Leeward Islands this morning, but because of a relatively dry and stable atmosphere surrounding this feature, rainfall activity will be greatly restricted. Today's conditions will be partly sunny to sometimes locally cloudy. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy with a chance of a shower. Winds will be easterly at 9 to 18 miles per hour, seas are moderate with heights of 1.5 meters or 5 feet. And that look at the weather has brought us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us for these stories and more in detail this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Ebony Brandon.